So the charity Samtokin 22, an Icelandic sister organisation of LGB Alliance, is taking legal action after an extraordinary series of events which ended in the country's former Prime Minister stepping in so they were able to stage a conference. Activists have put pressure to prevent the event from going ahead. Well, the chair of the charity had a front row seat for this bizarre sequence of events. Eldur Isidor joins me now. Eldur, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell me what happened. What was the event that you'd organised?
Well, we organised like a first conference for our organisation. Obviously, from the start, from when we founded the organisation, we were subject to the same attacks and slandering and libel that we were a transphobic hate group, etc., etc.
But you're a gay rights group.
Yeah, we're a gay rights group. Yeah, and well, because we express that we are against transitioning of children, that translates in those terms for the queer activists as transphobia.
Yes, well, I've spoken to Kate and Bev from LGB Alliance. They make the same point. They're continually having to fend off these libelous claims that they are far-right or fascist or all these ridiculous things. So
yes.
You're getting the same thing in Iceland?
Absolutely the same, yes.
And merely for standing up for gay rights?
Yep. Mainly for standing up for gay rights and actually, you know, standing up for gender non-conforming children, that they are left in peace. And actually our main core message is that puberty is a basic human right.
Right. So you had this event, it was cancelled. The former Prime Minister stepped in, is that right?
That's correct.
So what happened there?
Well, we had rented the National Museum auditorium, but we've kept the location completely quiet because we understand how trans activists operate. So as soon as we put out the location, the trans activists started bombarding the National Museum with emails and phone calls, etc., etc. And in a bank holiday weekend on a Sunday, the National Museum sends us a message and says, we made the double booking, it's cancelled, but there was no double booking. Our solicitor actually found out there was no double booking. And then we hired a second venue, and then the activists started bombarding those people as well, all the way up to the Icelandic Sporting Association, and that got cancelled too. And but the former Prime Minister of Iceland had actually said that he was going to attend the conference. So I sent out an SOS to the former Prime Minister, and he responded to it.
So you have some support there. But the current Prime Minister, my understanding, is that she is very much on board with gender identity ideology and is pushing for further hate speech laws, which is a similar problem we're facing potentially with our next government here.
Yes, she's trying to push the same sort of hate speech law that Tonja Jevjon was subject to in Norway. So so it will be even more, so it will be even wider, you know, the definition.
What was that case? What was the...
with Tonja Jevjon, well, she's been on your show. She was subject to she could have faced 3 years in prison just for saying that lesbians can't have penises.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and people, it sounds like a joke, doesn't it? But
well, it's crazy.
These hate speech laws are coming in Scotland, in Ireland, Iceland now, and Canada certainly.
That's right. And Iceland introduced self-ID in 2019, and you have activists claiming on Twitter that it has not had any negative impact, etc., etc. But then you have Muslim women, Jewish women, well, women in general who do not want to go to public swimming pools in Reykjavik anymore. And Reykjavik City Council has actually published a objection handling manual for its staff, which I call gaslighting manual, where they're actually taught, or the staff is taught, how to deal with women who complain about men being in the showers. And in Iceland, it's mandatory to shower naked in communal showers before entering pools.
Right?
So you can imagine, you can have a scenario in a small town in Iceland where you have a 50-year-old, man showering with an 8-year-old girl,
yes.
you know.
Or indeed, as you say, a Muslim woman who has very religious beliefs that will simply not allow that to go ahead.
That's right.
So this isn't good for minorities either.
No, so you're discriminating against another minority to appease another.
Yes. So what can people do? I mean, you've got now a GoFundMe for Samtokin 22.
Yes, I mean, I mean, this is is a precedent case now. I mean, a government institution that discriminates against gender-critical homosexuals who want just to have a meeting and talk about its issues. We need to take an action. So we have a GoFundMe now to...
Well, that address is on the screen at the moment, and it's very important, isn't it, that gay people in particular, whose rights were secured on the understanding that there are people who are attracted to members of their own sex.
Yes, and also we got our rights because we had free speech and freedom of assembly. That's through those, basic rights that gay people actually managed to obtain their rights. And
so this isn't just about gay rights and gay issues. This is about the broader principle of basic rights.
Absolutely. That's how we see it at the moment. Yes.
And have the activists been particularly hostile?
They have, absolutely. There were even few active... The funny thing is about this situation is the Pride Parade was happening at the same time as our event.
Right.
So instead of them actually being, preparing for their own events and celebrating their own events, they decided to use their time to sabotage ours.
Yes.
We had no actions planned against the Pride Parade or any of their events. It's not our style. That's not what we are about. We just wanted to have our event, and that was not allowed to go forward.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you've come on to the show to raise these very important issues. So, Eldur, thanks very much for joining me today.
Thank you very much.